Okay, so now for the front yard. This is the right side of my yard, which had these ugly bushes, and I've gotten up 4 of them, which I have a 5th one to go. Haven't tackled that quite yet. And as you can tell, it's pretty gnarly bush. Alright, so there's the right side. I wish I could figure out how to get rid of all this dollar weed. This is really muddy over on this side. Alright, so here is my side going towards the back fence. And here I have some Duranta trees in a pot, which I think I'm going to plant them there. I'm not sure about water lines or whatever. I've got to check on that. And then I have a little stepping stones to get to the utilities, elephant grass back here, or elephant ears, and also have what's called giant amaranth. Here's my little planters. This is snow peas, which they're still growing. This is a bush that was outside of my clippings that I took from my parents' house, which is just now growing back. Alright, so here's some of the plants that I will be repotting, planting in the ground. Just have to make a decision on where I'm going to put in everything. This is my front bed, and the palette that I'm working on is going to go here with herbs. This is my green tower. That's where the rat got up and ate my kohlrabi, which was really nice. Some broccoli and some collards that I started in the fall, and they didn't really take off. I've been working on getting this bed fertile. Front porch tower, I just brought it out here. It was in the corner and it wasn't growing, so I pulled it out front. Back there are my succulents. This is where I painted pots. And this is also a painted milk jug. And this is part of my healing as far as relaxation at night. Here I have some beans that are starting to come up. I planted some bulbs last week and my roses are starting to come back. I did take some cuttings because they were long and leggy to propagate. Sorry about that. This corner is going to be where I plant a bunch of giant sunflower seeds all over here. This is my side gate. Here I cut back some bushes in the fall, and I've mulched and cardboarded this area. So I'm going to add some smaller bushes and flowers in the front. This is my front bed. These are logs that were chopped up that I have been working on moving them to make a circular bed. In this little pot, Dollar Tree, I just have some chives and some other small plants growing in there. Now, this is some of the wood chips that got chipped up when we took down the trees, and it has gone down an awful lot. And what I plan on doing around the border is planting some mully grass, some purple fountain grass, and I got these on clearance at the end of the summer last year, and these are all of the ones that some of them I have to divide, but that's going to go around the border. This is my rose bush, which I'm going to plant somewhere out here, just haven't decided where. And there's Buddy. anyway, that's the update on the front. Okay, so I'm going to share what I have done. I've been really busy the past couple of weeks. That's one of the reasons I have not posted. I was still working on seedlings and also decorating some of my totes. And I have some even though it says kale, I have cucumbers because the cucumbers were growing really quick. Some more seedlings, some more cucumbers. Most of these are peppers that I'm not quite ready to transplant yet. More cucumbers, more seedlings, some onions, some cucumbers, something like basil that's still coming up. This is more cucumbers. And these are going to be moved, but for right now at night I have to put them in a particular place because of bugs. This is going to be a corner. This is my netting that goes over to my trellis for my netting cover, which I may end up taking that trellis down. I have some spinach and some lettuce and some radishes, other seedlings, and what I'm doing is I'm putting them inside at night if it gets below 50. If it's get out of there, sorry, get out of there. I've got to put something so the dogs don't get in the bed. Here's the other bed, and then I've got hanging baskets, which some of them have not started to develop yet. This is a trellis going down just flat on the side of the fence, and that's going to be Malabar spinach. And this is going to be my pepper bed, and that's one reason I haven't put the peppers in there yet, because I'm not quite finished putting some more soil in it. Some more seedlings over here, work stuff that I've had. These little towers right here are going to have strawberries growing inside of them. These poles were left over from something I had before, and what I did is I drilled holes on the inside of the pole, mounted on the inside, so that way I can water from the top and it'll go all the way down to the bottom. I still have to cut these off to make them a little bit even and maybe paint the leftover ones. This is my sweet kumquat tree, and here's some potatoes. Get out of there, Gracie. Get out. Out. I have some strawberry plants that haven't started to develop yet down in this area. I have carrots, and as you can tell, I've got to find out a way to make some more barriers from the dogs. This is a trellis that I repainted. It was that terracotta before. This is going to be, or this is a garlic bed, and I have some things that I'm going to put into the ground soon. This is grapevine, this is grapes. My blueberry I already have in the ground, and what I did to label them is I cut wood, spray painted it with chalk paint, and then I used markers specifically for chalk paint. That way I can go and erase them and use them again. And as you can see, it's the blueberry starting to bloom a little bit. This is a birdhouse that I made, which no one has claimed yet. I probably need to put it somewhere different. This is a butterfly bee house that's not being used. This right here is something I've been working on the last couple of days, taking apart a pallet. It's going to be turned over. I burnt it and then I scraped it. I'm still in the process of scraping and sanding it, and then I'm going to paint it a pretty green color, put fabric in the back, and it's going to be herbs at the front of my house. This is a birdhouse. that I repainted and put out that came from my mom's house. Obviously you can see all my soil and such. This is a pallet bed, 2 pallet beds that I took apart and put together for a work area. Originally it was going to be for potting, but it's worked really nice for like pallets. And I still have to work on the top. I've got to nail in all of the flats and then sand it and color it. I haven't decided what color yet. And eventually I'm gonna hang things on the side and get some sort of shelter so when it rains they won't get wet. And over here I have my Tsutsama Miwa mandarin tree, which has not been planted in the ground yet because the trunk is not quite big enough and strong enough yet. My little label that I made. And there I have a grape. This is here because unfortunately I had rats. I had to put out a trap and unfortunately a bird got into it, so I buried the bird there for nutrient nutrition for the plant. This and here is my raspberry bush. And then what I've really been working on that I'm not finished with, and it's taken me a while, is my asparagus bed. Now once they get established, which takes a good 2 or 3 years, they're perennial, so I won't have to continually redo. Here's I love the color. It turned out real pretty. I burnt it and it's a green color. And here's the first layer, and it's going to be a total of 3 layers. I'm just haven't had the time to other things that I've had to do first, which the asparagus is coming in soon, so I've got to get it done very soon. Anyway, that's an update on the backyard.